Well, good morning and welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have my favorite musical playhouse. That would be Tacoma Musical Playhouse. Here to talk about their current on-stage production. Please join me in welcoming he's still the managing artistic director.
Yes, I am.
Jon Douglas Rake. How the heck are you?
I am doing really well.
You are also the director and choreographer. Well, you can tell I need some coffee. Choreographer of the Full Monty, which we're going to get into here in just a second.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
This beautiful woman, Miss Christine Dove, you play Georgie
Bukatinsky, I know. It's a
Whoa, that's a good one. Say it again.
Bukatinsky.
It sounds like it should be a small town in Montana.
Right?
Someplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you play Georgie in the Full Monty.
Yes.
Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be here.
It's great to have you here. And we're going to welcome back Jake Atwood. Jake, stop growing as we sit in the green room.
Hi.
I swear you were just little a year ago. What happened?
I aged.
Considerably.
Sadly.
You get to play Malcolm Mcgregor in the Full Monty. And we want to first start off by saying that to our audience at home, the Full Monty is, if we had to rate it, it would be rated what, Ms.
R.
It's rated R.
There's language and nudity.
There is language and nudity, and I, for one, want to thank you for keeping the integrity of this production intact. Because there are things that stand the test of time, and this is one of them. We don't want it watered down. So, as I said to my daughter when she wanted to go see an R-rated movie, I said, it's a journey, not a race.
That's absolutely right.
So just wait until it's your turn.
And it's not really that important in this show. It's more about the heart and the love that's shared.
It is. So tell us about the Full Monty for those people who, I have to say, have been sleeping under a rock and don't know about the Full Monty.
Well, it's based on the movie,
Yes.
but this time it's set in Buffalo, New York, when the steel mills are really suffering and most of them are closing down. And this is about a young man who has a son, and he's possibly going to lose that son if he can't pay child support. So he comes up with the wild and crazy idea of going the Full Monty with his friends.
So why did you want to tackle this show?
I love the whole story about it. I love the fact that this young man has this journey and his challenge and the fun way he gets there. And then you meet all these crazy other guys that are just as strange, but they all have heart. They all want to do it for a reason. And then you meet some of their wives and their partners. And it's just a wonderful show as far as the love that's shared between all of the characters.
Absolutely. Speaking of characters, Christine, tell us about your character.
So Georgie is married to Dave. Dave is the best friend of the character that kind of hatches this scheme.
That would be you.
No, actually, I was saying
he's
Dave.
not. He's a follower.
Yes. And then Georgie's also the one that arranges the Chippendale show that happens at the beginning that's sort of the catalyst for this grand scheme.
Okay, all right. And Jake, tell us about your character.
Yes, I play Malcolm Mcgregor. He's the youngest member of the Monty Men. And the best way to kind of describe him is one of the lines from the show, which is, he's a complete loser who still lives at home with his mother. And he goes on quite a journey, so yeah.
That's kind of a Billy Joel song, and your mother still
It
makes
sounds
you
like
red,
it,
and
yes.
that's too long.
You're right.
There we go. So speaking of that, boy, Jake, you set this up. Can you relate to your character?
Absolutely. I absolutely can. I think that Malcolm's journey is a lot about acceptance and understanding who he is as a person and in relation to the world around him. And a lot of growing up for myself was similar to Malcolm in the sense of accepting who I was and accepting the people around me, and that sometimes when you live at home, it doesn't always mean you're a loser. Sometimes
No, it doesn't.
Just means that you're a family person. And I think that overall, it all kind of combines with your own story, mixing in with the character. And
Absolutely. I love how you said that, because in this day and age, it's okay to live at home. It's a smart thing to do, actually, to live at home. What about you, Christine? What can you relate to?
Definitely. I love Georgie. I think she's definitely somebody I could be friends with or have a drink with. She, she's really grounded. She's really supportive and doesn't give up on people, which I love. And, I'm lucky to be married to this really amazing guy, but I think we've all had experiences in our relationships where we feel like our significant other isn't being totally honest with us or telling us something. And it's really interesting to see Georgie and Davey kind of go through this journey of finding their relationship again by the end of the show, which is so fun.
Absolutely. So, Jake, the show requires that the lead to strip off their clothing, which is hence the full Monty. Do you have any concerns or fears about doing that? First off, is your mom watching the show?
She is.
Okay, hi, Mom.
Quite a few of my family members were watching it. But yeah, I mean, there's absolutely concerns when it comes to, I mean, not for me, but a few people in the show. And, you know, it's a matter of trusting each other. And we were very fortunate in this show to have, a couple of us had already worked together. And some of the Monty men were pretty familiar with one another. And so it was just a matter of gaining trust with one another to a level where we have to be naked in front of each other.
Yeah.
And then also trusting the space and the rehearsal space and that, you know, like it's fun, it's exciting. A lot of the guys are goofy, so it fits the frame of the show. And so yeah, there was a few nerves at first, but then once the clothes flew off, so did the nerves.
That was it, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that question because it kind of reminds me of when I was in high school and I did theater. But the first play I ever did, I had a lead in. I had to kiss my leading man. And when you're a sophomore in high school, it's like, oh my God, I have to kiss you. And it's not the person of your choice. Even if you're kissing in your private life, this is still not someone you want to kiss in front of the whole student body. But once you finally have to do it in the dress rehearsal, it's
not so bad.
It's a kiss in the back of your hand. It's no big deal. Not that I would compare taking off your clothes to that.
No, that's quite different.
That's quite different. So, Jon, for those potential ticket buyers, why should people purchase tickets to see the full Monty?
It's hilarious.
There we go.
That's the biggest thing, is that the audiences are just howling. They didn't realize, and the cast during rehearsals did not realize how funny this show really is. And if you want to feel good right now, you need to feel good. That's what this show really is. It's a great piece of fun and entertainment.
Christine, what would you add to that?
Well, for the ladies, I think it's really fun to see the lens of objectification get flipped. You know, for this, it's the men who are getting oogled and objectified and going through those moments of not feeling great about how they look or worried what other people will think.
Right.
And I think it's just so much fun.
It is. Well, the movie was so much fun, so I can only imagine the play is actually better, because most plays are better than movies. Oh, and here's the poster right now.
That's them.
There we go. So, Jon, let's talk about the Ladies' Night Fundraiser. Speaking of what Christine said, tell us about this and how we can get tickets.
Well, it comes out, it's not this Thursday, but next Thursday. Okay. And it's $75, and it's all the champagne and chocolate you can eat before and during the show. Oh, no. And the full show. And, ladies are happy by the end of the show when they go the full Monty. So.
Oh my, I hope that you record at least the soundtrack of the audience on this. So nothing's going to compare to the full Monty, but what other shows do you have coming up this
Well, after that, we have our encore performance of music of Andrew Lloyd Webber. We lost a couple shows during the snow, and so we are bringing that back. And then we have our senior theater group called the Young at Heart Players. They're doing the Pajama Game.
Love that one.
And then our spring big band concert, which is coming up. And then our summer production of Mamma Mia.
There it is. Timely, very timely. And then on the coattails of Metro Parks, it's summer camp time.
Absolutely.
And TMP camps are legendary. So what do we have in store? And parents, register early.
Absolutely, because they're already half full.
Yeah, there we go, see?
We have young kids, we have Jungle Book, Sleeping Beauty, and then we have Honk for the middle kids, Frozen Junior, we're the first company to produce that around here. And then the older kids are going to actually do Mamma Mia on the cast of Mamma Mia, working with me as the director and assistant director. And then we also have an early camp this year, Singing in the Rain Junior.
Oh, I love that. Let's talk about the season coming up.
We are really excited because we're bringing back the national award-winning cast of The Addams Family for our opening production. So if you missed it before, you can see it again. And if you only saw Act 1, you get to see the whole show.
Absolutely.
And then we have Elf, the musical, based on the movie. And we're the first company to get the rights to do that. And so we're in this area. So we're really excited about that. Then we have a 60s doo-wop show called Beehive. 6 women, and they do all the 60s doo-wop songs. It's a great, fun evening. Then we have a new show called The Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, which is hilarious. It's one of those shows that you don't know much about, but you should come and see. And then for our spring production, We have the music of Elvis in a show called All Shook Up. It's got a different story, but it's got wonderful music of Elvis, and arrangements are really beautiful. And then our summer show is Singing in the Rain, where it will rain on stage.
No, are you serious?
It is. It will.
Okay, that is something not to be missed.
Absolutely.
So season tickets are, and when do they go on sale?
They go on sale July 12th.
Okay, so mark your calendars because
Right.
those are going to sell out very,
Right.
very quickly. Okay, last minute here from each of you. What is the one thing you want people to leave the full Monty with, Jake?
You know, I would say that feel-good feeling you get when you walk away, and then knowing that the show was very tasteful,
There we
both
go.
in its humor and in the nudity and just in the performances.
I love that. Christine, what about you?
I think it's, you know, you don't know what to expect when you hear a description of a show like this. And honestly, it's not really salacious when it all is said and done.
Love that
it's
word.
really heartfelt. And I think that audiences will be surprised at what a good time they have.
Salacious. That's the word of the day.
That's a great word.
And Mr. Director, choreographer, what do you want people to walk away with?
That they had a great, entertaining evening, you know, just had a lot of fun, and they saw these wonderful performers up on stage giving it their all.
And I would say that I think almost every audience member, when they walk away from any TMP production, has all of those feelings in it because you provide such a beautiful experience for us. And I don't know if our community knows how much work it is to put on a musical, and the bar that you set, and every single time it's up there. So thank you, all three of you, the rest of the cast, the crew, the tech, everybody, for putting on this show and for stepping out and bearing it all. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. And I'm definitely bringing Mom to this one. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you. When we come back in the seats, we'll have Paint Tacoma Beautiful. We'll be right back after this quick message.